Guess what? It's time to talk about more Cyberpunk 2077. Welcome back. You know, the new update came out, update 1.3, and it was definitely very underwhelming. Don't get me wrong, the new car, in my opinion, is actually really cool, and I would like to see more of that personally, especially, you know, where you can customize your car and, of course, your character. But the question today is this one right here. What do Cyberpunk 2077 players actually want at this point? And we're going to talk in depth about that one today. Plus, we're going to dive into this one right here, how Cyberpunk players are divided over the new update. We're going to get reactions from the community about how they're feeling about Cyberpunk after the big update. But anyway, let's dive into it right now. Hey everyone, what's happening? Open World Games here. Hope you're doing good. And yes, we are once again talking about Cyberpunk 2077. All right, so let's dive into this article here from Forbes talking about what players really want next for Cyberpunk, and please sound off in this regard. And I think it's pretty simple what players want, but also, you know, it's definitely something we need to dive into and talk about right now. So let's dive into this. It says, yesterday, CD Projekt RED released patch 1.3 for Cyberpunk, which arrived alongside some minor free DLC. Fans are less than amused, though the patch notes are the longest we've ever seen and the patch is the largest size-wise. There's almost nothing for players to go back and really do, other than pick up a pair of jackets from their stash, get a new car, and make fun of Johnny's new outfit. Yeah, a lot of people were really talking about, of course, Johnny's new outfit. That's been absolutely everywhere, as you can see it right here. Again, let me know your opinion on this one. Of course, sound off in the comments. But let's talk about what features you guys really want to see. And this one is, of course, at the top of the list. I keep seeing it mentioned over and over again. We have character re-customization. Players have not even had the ability to get so much as a haircut since the game launched. A Cyberpunk game, come on. This should be a free quality of life update, some sort of ability at the Ripper Docs or a new plastic surgeon vendor. And while they're at it, a good example of cosmetic-free DLC would be things like the new hairstyles or tattoos or cosmetic cyberware. But, you know, a lot of this stuff, when it comes to cosmetic DLC, the problem is, again, the game is first-person only pretty much. And I don't know if that's a problem for you guys or not, but let me know. I think it's still one of the issues the game faces. You know, when you look at games that are third-person, GTA, Fortnite, and so on and so forth, and they add customization, it really matters because you get to see the reward. All right, let's talk about Crime Reset and New Game Plus. It says this: these are in a similar category, but it would give players actual content to pursue. Again, New Game Plus is self-explanatory and has to be coming. Crime Reset would allow you to reset all the street crimes in your current game if you didn't want to play the whole story over, but still wanted more clusters of enemies to kill and cache and items to farm. Yeah, you know, speaking of that, they have actually posted a job listing again for an encounters individual that can actually help out with creating encounters in Night City. So I'm thinking that's the sort of thing that would be added into the game, which would be really cool to see. Now, what about AI improvements? It says in-depth AI improvements, harder difficulty. There were a few small improvements this last patch, but what players really want to see is smarter AI in terms of everything from enemies to pedestrians to traffic. And what the game really needs is a difficulty setting above very hard right now, as with any reasonably focused build, the game is simply too easy. I've heard this several times. When you get to a certain point, you can go in there and just mow down the enemies and you are good to go. And taking away the challenge of a Cyberpunk game is definitely not good. It makes me think, by the way, of the Ascent. Now, the Ascent, in my opinion, has some challenge with it for sure. So it's going to be interesting to see what CD Projekt RED studies in terms of difficulty in AI to get the challenge up. Now it says new missions, gigs. For this, I'm talking about free DLC, minor missions, and gigs, as it would be actual content to play we haven't seen before. The Witcher 3 got small missions like this. I expect some Cyberpunk free DLC will be like this as well, even if it's just a handful. Yeah, it would be cool to see it. Also, I think if they do smaller missions like this, it would be neat if they had some sort of dynamic way where, you know, if you go on the same mission, the same encounter. It's a little bit different. They need some sort of dynamic coding to make it feel different. I don't know how they would do it, but one way they could really have a lot of entertainment in the city is through gang wars. We have a lot of factions in this game, and rarely do you see like dynamic encounters between them when you happen upon them. I think that'd be cool to be able to take sides in the moment, and perhaps it would influence your reputation with certain gangs. That's something I would absolutely love to see. Now, it says next gen launch info. This is something I would love to hear more about. They said it was happening this year, and here in their late August live stream didn't even mention it. I know a ton of people who are waiting to dive into the game in earnest because these next-gen versions aren't out, and no, the current up-converted versions on next-gen consoles are not great, so it's probably worth waiting. No idea why CD Projekt RED isn't talking about a release window for these yet. Yeah, it's really interesting that they haven't talked about it just yet. Perhaps we will hear more about that as we get into fall, because remember, there's going to be 2 earnings calls. Remember this, August, I think it's 26th, and then there's one in mid-November. Once we start hitting late October, I think they're really going to start talking about Cyberpunk a lot more, simply because they want to impress their investors and stuff like that. Now, it says, any expansion DLC info. I understand that CD Projekt RED does not want to make big promises anymore, but that shouldn't be replaced by silence. While we don't need to know tons of details and features yet, even the name of future expansions or a brief description of what they will be about, Rogue AIs, Morgan Blackhand, would be hope generating for the community. Yeah, so they have confirmed once again that we will be seeing bigger expansions. It seems like they are going to be having a price point for those expansions. It's a bummer that we won't be getting that sort of thing for free, simply because of the rough launch for Cyberpunk, but hopefully they're not too pricey. But a lot of you guys seem like you are very hyped, I guess you would say, for the expansions in the future. We'll see what happens with that one. But yeah, you know what? Cyberpunk fans are definitely divided over the recent update. There's a lot to be desired right now from Cyberpunk 2077. But let's see what you guys are saying about the recent update. Check this out. It says right here, CD Projekt RED, at this point it's okay even if patches are bad, don't fix some long-running issues, but for the love of God, stop marketing and hyping up these patches. You know, they did that recent live stream, and I was thinking, man, since they're doing a live stream, there has to be something really big with this, because they haven't done anything with live streaming, and it was totally underwhelming. I thought for sure perhaps we'd get our first look at like an expansion or tease or something. It's a live stream. They've been completely missing. But hopefully it's the first of many, and we do get some teases in the future. But anyway, this is what he goes on to say right here. It says, no new content, many basic bugs still remaining. We all know the game and engine is a mess. New devs are trying their best to work on it. It's not excusable, but still understandable. But the amount of marketing hype they're doing for these patches is just adding more salt to the wound. And you know, I saw actually a recent ad for the free DLC. They're actually running ads for the free DLC. So I guess they're trying to get it in people's heads that there's going to be free stuff in the game if you return to it. But it's again, it's nothing really impactful. It has to be meaningful. It has to really matter. All right. This one is a good one. It's the most upvoted topic out on Reddit. Check it out. It says, help me, V. It says, V, please help. They're changing my appearance. Don't let them, as you can see right here. The original V next to the, I guess, alternate appearance V. Let me know if you guys actually like the look, the new look of Johnny Silverhand. I remember we had a discussion in one of my videos, by the way. One of you guys mentioned that you would like to see other cosmetics for some of the companion type characters. And I was like, there's no way they would focus on that. That would be something they would not want to focus on. It'd be the last thing you would think you would want to focus on. Here we are, an alternate costume for V. But yeah, anyway, I mean excuse me, Johnny Silverhand. But anyway, I think they need to refocus their efforts on what really matters with the game. All right, so there was actually something that was nerfed with the recent patch, by the way. This is really interesting discovery by WPAC911. Check it out right here. It says, looks like the $750 junk items have been nerfed down to just $150 after the patch. Disappointed emoticon face. So yeah, they've nerfed down some of the items here. when you turn them to junk, and you're not getting as much money back, it looks like. Let me know how you feel about this one right here. You know, I'm curious. Now, also, we have some people finding some bugs in the game as well. Check this out. It says, literally the first minute within patch 1.3. This comes from District 64. Check out what happens here. He goes through quite a horrific experience. Let me tell you what. His car is really dancing around. For some reason, I have not had this happen to me just yet. But he ends up falling through the world. I'll link this in the description below for you guys. For some reason, it's not loading properly. But anyway, yeah, it seems like some players are running into that bug in particular where their car goes all over the place. I don't know if it's a rare bug. Sound off if you've had that issue in the game. But damn, that car was definitely having a full-blown seizure for sure. It had like 32,000 upvotes. I kid you not. He falls through the world, and it's like he's going into the upside down world from Stranger Things. I'm telling you what. Alright, so we got to talk about the patch. Check this out right here. The patch that saved the game. This comes from Gazille Prime, and it says he highlights what really saved the game, guys. Added new sleeping spots for Nibbles in V's apartment. I love the expressions of the cartoon characters in that one. They're like, oh my god. Alright, so let's go into your top comments about my most recent Cyberpunk 2077 video, which of course was about update 1.3 and the new car. It's so shiny. But yeah, let's dive into this right here. So this is the video I did. It says update 1.3 full breakdown. Free DLC revealed. Brace yourselves. But yeah, let's load this in. Dave L says, I want to congratulate CD Projekt RED for creating the word disassemblable. I noticed that when I was reading it, and I'm like, that don't seem right. 10 out of 10. Jordan Grigg says, as I was falling through the map, I thought, man, Johnny needs to look like a preteen. CD Projekt RED knows how to deliver. Okay. Slick Silver says this, CD Projekt RED, hey guys, we've listened to what you want about customizing V, so in the free DLC, expect Johnny's new outfit and some jackets. Whoa! Franco says, oh yes, new jackets, a new look for Johnny Silverhand, exactly what everyone wanted. Ryan says, Johnny's new appearance is horrifying. It's like he's some moody teen going through an emo phase. It can happen. I hope the other DLCs are better than this. Yeah, we'll see. You know, they did say it's going to be minor stuff until they build up to the expansion. The expansion, the new gen update are going to be what really matters with this one. So, you know, be guarded in your expectations when it comes to free stuff. But there you guys have the latest happenings around Cyberpunk 2077. Thank you guys so much for watching and the hilarious comments. Stay tuned for more updates about Cyberpunk and open world gaming goodness, and I will see you all next time. Take care.